Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Welcome back, everybody. Hello, good morning. It's Monday, October 9th, 2023. I got the third word of this whole
Holy
show wrong.
Crap.
I know.
December. Where are you?
I know. I don't know where I'm at mentally. This is my good friend Deacon right over here. I'm JJ,
Hi.
and we meet Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning to drink coffee, talk news. We are your two dads. Everybody needs a dad. A lot of you got zero. But anyway, if you need a dad, we're here for you. We're going to talk about the news. Obviously, we have to talk about the big, horrible, nasty, terrible shit that happened over the weekend, is currently happening right now. We also have some other stories to talk about. We're going to talk about, I don't know, we got a bunch of stuff. I got to get better about giving previews at the beginning of the show so that people don't tune out. But good morning. Welcome back. How you doing, Deacon? How's your weekend?
I'm doing good. How was your weekend, buddy?
It was great. We rode bicycles all around the neighborhood. It was a lot of fun. I'm hearing all this news of disaster, war, murder, death, and I'm like, I'm going to get on bikes, ride with kids, ride around neighborhoods, looking at Halloween decorations. It's a lot of fun.
I think honestly, here's your dad portion of the show. I think honestly, as dads, we need to encourage our children to put down the electronic devices and actually experience nature. Yesterday was so pretty in Kentucky.
Oh my gosh.
I was outside with the dogs. I was picking up around the yard. I was just going around to the trees and picking out some and pruning kind of the little dead limbs on the trees and stuff. And it was just, it was so nice to, the phone was in my back pocket, and I initially started with headphones on listening to something, but I took the headphones off because the dog, I had to stick with the dog and we were playing and whatnot. And I took the headphones off, and afterwards I was like, man, I really enjoyed just not being around the electronic devices.
Be unplugged.
Kids need to do that. We were standing outside one day and we were doing something. I told Alex, I was like, listen. He was like, what? And I was like, do you hear that? And I was pointing out that the birds had stopped chirping over there, that all the birds and stuff in this area of the woods that we were at had stopped chirping. And that meant one of the cats was over there. You know, I was like, if you listen to nature, you can tell what's going on. They will tell you what's going on. We just don't, because we're constantly doing this all the time.
Yep. Yeah. You know, you reminded me too of this weekend down here. It went from being like 95 degrees to being like 54 degrees. It's very nice, very cool outside. In the middle of the day is beautiful. My wife and I went out and laid on the hammock. We have a hammock in the backyard. We went out and laid on the hammock, and she just about fell asleep on me. And I was getting colder and colder and colder. And I was like, man, I'm just freezing. I'm freezing. And I ended up going to bed like bundled up, like as cold as I could be. My idiot ass started doing a mild alteration to my diet that last week, and I think it like completely collapsed my system. So I already don't eat a lot of like carbs and stuff like that. I mean, I more than I should, but not a lot. But my wife was like, if you do like this fasting thing, it's a lot of positive benefits. I was like, okay, let's do that. So I'm now doing like 16 hours, no eating at all. Drink water or coffee, but nothing sweet. Not even something sweet flavored, because that triggers your insulin system, makes you hungry. So I'm doing these like 16, and I'm fine. But then you just eat dinner in like 8 hours or whatever. And then something happened and my whole system collapsed. My heart rate went like way up, but I was sleepy. I think I got dehydrated. I think I dehydrated myself and caused my blood pressure to drop, which makes my heart rate go way up.
Why are you're not unhealthy? Please eat. I'm getting to the songs. Lord.
Let's do music.
Yeah, we got to talk about some nasty stuff. So let's talk about something positive first. Actually, we're scaring you this month with our music. If you will go and look above JJ. Ooh. That was nice. We're doing scary songs on our Discord server above JJ's head. You can go there, join our Discord server, talk to us. We are lots of fun. We're kind of funny. I think we're hilarious. I think everyone in our server is the funniest person on Discord, to be honest.
These are my favorite people on Discord,
yeah,
for sure.
And so I try to educate you with music. This one today, I promise you've never heard of Eddie Noack. Have you? He sang a song called Psycho. He was a rising star in the late 50s. This was his biggest hit. It was like a novelty type hit. He was a songwriter mostly for country music, and he was a big drinker, and he passed away in the late 70s due to like a liver failure or something like that. But he was an early songwriter in the 60s and 70s for country music, and he had this song Psycho, which is it's a little psycho.
Let me just say, dude, the album art for this song,
it
looks like a psycho.
He does look like a psycho.
That dude looks like.
Hang on, we got to show it now.
I don't even know. Like, it looks like it's that is crazy artwork.
Hang on, we're gonna show you. We'll show you his artwork here.
You got it? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this guy. It's like. This reminds me of a Ryan Reynolds movie. There's a Ryan Reynolds movie where he like everything is like plasticky and happy and like and actually the world is like filthy and disgusting and he's like a horrible murderer, but like in his mind he's so crazy that like everything is like lemon drops and bubble gum. I forget the name of that movie. I always forget the name of that movie. It's a great movie. That's a crazy artwork.
Sinister Minister's werewolf bonus song today is Bad Moon Rising by CCR. But this one is, I'd never heard this, and I think I misspelled that morning ritual. Yeah, I did. This is a good song. I listened to it this morning. It's a really good version of Bad Moon Rising, and I guess it was on the Teen Wolf TV show, the new TV show for Teen Wolf. And it's really good. It really takes the song in a different direction because you're used to there's a bathroom on the right, and and this one is
yeah.
Moon Rising. It's pretty cool. It's different.
It's super dramatic and dark and emo. Oh.
Scary.
Man, we gotta figure out how we can just play like little sound clips of this stuff.
Yeah, no, they can go to our Discord server and listen to them so that we won't get.
We could, what we could do? We could stop airing on YouTube and then just like only do Rumble, and then who gives a shit? Let's just play it. We could do that. All right. Hey, if you guys haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, join our server, but also wherever you're watching. If you're watching on YouTube. Go to Rumble. Rumble.com/JJW. That's me. That's my webpage. Go over there. Give us a like. Follow. We're at 80 right now, I think, 80.
Well, let's get to the story.
Yeah, let's get to the story. Great morning, great news. We got a lot of fun news. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Today's show. Oh, yeah. It's the $6 billion man. Ladies and gentlemen,
$600
your president.
Man.
This fucking idiot. This guy is, and by extension, sorry, everybody that voted Democrat in 2020, you're all responsible for this. Joe Biden paid $6 billion for 5 American hostages and then gave that money, released that money to Iran. Iran gave it to Hamas. Hamas captured 50 hostages. They let 5 go, got 50 more. Good job. Oh, also, there's total war breaking out in the world. That's
what I told Ashley last night. I was like, welcome to from one history buff, to the next. Welcome to the beginning of World War III.
There's nothing good here. There's nothing good happening here.
Good that happened this weekend.
I mean, like, even if you take the highest kind of like you have no idea what's going on. Listen, numbskulls, you know that there's war in Ukraine, right? and you know that America is basically putting all of our ammunition and fuel into war in Ukraine. And I'm sure you are now aware that Hamas and Israel are at war. And so all of the other countries that are in that area are either going to line up against Israel or with Israel. Okay, so that's great. And the U.S. had just sent a warship over there to float out there and resupply Israel. So we're getting involved. And what other global pressures are there? Well, there's the perpetual global pressure of China threatening to invade and take over Taiwan. So if you think we have problems on a 2-front war, just imagine how bad it'll be on a 3-front war. This is the worst possible combination of things. So, Deke, I know you were on the mic there. Not only we have Ukraine and Russia, we have Israel and everybody that's not Israel. And we've also got the perpetual threat of Taiwan and China. At any time, China could be like, we're going to take Taiwan now. And then the U.S. is obligated by treaty and law and agreement to go defend Taiwan. And then the ones that make all our microprocessors. We have to.
If America is involved up here and America is involved over here and China's doing this over here, thank God we have a sane leader in North Korea that would not take advantage of that situation at all. At all.
That guy's the last thing I would be worried about.
Jeez. Yeah, but I mean, I made a joke, but it's honestly, I mean, if America is involved on 2 fronts and is putting their resources on 2 different
strained
places, and China starts putting some of their resources to Taiwan, it's not out of logic to think that he might do something.
Yeah.
It's not
out. Oh yeah. No, he can. I told you like a month or 2 ago. Like whenever we have, I don't know how long ago it was, but the kind of context we were talking about was like world leadership and policy and stuff like this. And I think we were probably talking about Russia or Ukraine or whatever. And I said, whenever things get kind of like evened out and nobody can like move in any direction, the only thing you can do is shake the box, rattle everybody, and then you have all kinds of latitude to move around. Well, box just got shook, and it might have been Russia and Iran saying, hey, go ahead, Hamas, go on over there and just tickle Israel a little bit. That'll mess up the U.S. enough that the rest of us can move. That could have happened. So here from Just the News, we'll start on this. From Trump to Congress, Hamas attacks on Israel boomerang on Biden and his Iran policy. President Joe Biden's decision to reward Iran with $6 billion in unfrozen assets is coming under withering criticism from Tehran after Tehran-backed Hamas militants unleashed an unprovoked, deadly attack on Israel that generated condemnation worldwide. Unprovoked, Palestine lives in oppression. Whatever. Local politics, I don't know or care what the deal is with Israel and Palestine. I honestly don't give one shit. Palestine paraglidered a bunch of combatants into a music festival and killed 300 people, capturing a bunch of Americans as well as Germans, people from all over the world. These were a bunch of like 20-something-year-olds that were out at a rave to dance. All right, they were trying to party in South Israel. And out of nowhere, literally seen these videos. You guys have, I'm sure, seen many of you have seen. You should not watch any of these videos.
I've seen one last night that popped up on Twitter because it seems like they are putting this stuff out immediately. And this was pretty bad. It looks like
Morning, Dragoon Night.
I don't know what the articles of war entail and whatnot, but it looked like some stuff was being broken from the Geneva Convention.
From me to you as a friend, and I know that you are,
I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to say things like that. I know that you're very. I have seen things in the last 3 days that would enrage you.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't want to.
It's not good. The paragliders into the music festival, most of that you don't really see what's going on other than people literally flying in from the sky. But after that, it's blood and murder and death. And there's much worse than that. I've seen everything. And most people will probably see an image of a German Israeli girl. And she's probably going to be the symbol of this war for a while. anyway, let me get back to this. The Biden administration has brought nothing but chaos and destruction because of their weakness and incompetence. House GOP Chair Elise Stefanik said on Saturday, 4 years ago, we had the Abraham Accords. That's under Trump. Abraham Accords. And today we have Israel being attacked. And the only difference is the difference between one president and the other, said President Trump behind a podium in Des Moines, Illinois. So Joe Biden's policy is to give Iran whatever they want, and maybe they'll be our friends. How's that working out? I'm a little upset about this stuff, Deke.
Yeah, I don't. I was doing something all day Saturday, so I didn't really look at.
I don't even want you to dig in this. I don't even want you to dig.
It was only yesterday that I kind of heard what happened a little bit, but it was only yesterday that I started like looking at stuff, and I wasn't on Twitter a lot, but X had some videos that would just stream through that I was just like, yikes, don't want to watch that. So,
okay, so it's not as simple as I'm gonna have to call that person back. It's not as simple as $6 billion though. You remember that $80 billion in guns and trucks and ammo and stuff we left in Afghanistan?
Well, who wouldn't forget all that mess?
Yeah.
Except I guess Biden. Never mind. I guess Biden didn't forget about that mess.
Back in June, there was a story published on the Middle East Monitor, and that story was this: U.S. arms left in Afghanistan have reached Gaza. So it looks like if this is a photo of that, we got like M60s, we've got I don't know, some M16s, we've got some I don't know if those are rocket launchers or whatever. We've got a bunch of arms here, bunch of arms of the United States. The United States abandoned $80 billion in equipment, including guns and ammo. Some of that sold by the Taliban and got its way into Gaza. So American firearms and bullets were used in this attack. So we not only have given Iran some of their money that they could use for this, and we not only gave guns directly to Gaza attacking Israel, we also gave out like $75 million in Palestinian aid hours before the attack. So
75 million.
Yeah, an additional set. Yeah, right. I just paid for the gas to fly them in there.
Right. Jeez, that ain't nothing.
All right. I don't want to talk about too much more of this. Let's see if there's anything else that. This is just all bad news, and there's nothing good here. I guess the last thing is that 4 Americans were part of the victims in the attack on Israel, among the other 700 people that have died. All right. Please, can we talk about something else?
Terrible news. Sorry.
Let's talk about mere domestic crime. Washington, D.C. has seen a spike of carjacking. Look at this. Police are perplexed. D.C. carjackings.
Why would that happen, JJ?
I don't know. Police D.C. carjackings spiked 111% after the lack of prosecutions. So apparently people get arrested and then they get cut loose and not prosecuted. And for some reason, they go and do the crime again.
They do it again? They don't learn their lesson?
They're like, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. And then they get released.
If we tried that like 6 or 7 times, do you think they would learn their lesson out of 6 or 7 times? I think so. Let's try it anyway.
You know what I think makes sense is that, somebody got carjacked or was carjacking somebody. They get busted. They get hauled downtown. They get, booked in or whatever. And then they're like, oh, we're not going to prosecute you. And they just let them out the front door. Well, how's that person going to get home? They need a ride home. I think I heard my kids screaming.
Oh, yeah. Your kids are at home today.
They are.
It's Leif Erikson Day today, and it's Native American Day today.
Hang on a second.
Oh, it's also Columbus Day, but it's also Leif Erikson Day and Native American Heritage Day.
What's Leif Erikson Day?
Leif Erikson, the Viking Leif Erikson that explored and found America in around 900, about 700 years before Columbus discovered America. And of course, the Native Americans who were already living on the land that was discovered that he thought was India. So there's that.
Are you sure that wasn't a movie called Eric the Viking?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a cartoon. It was a comic strip that I was reading back when I was a kid. That's my bad.
There's a movie by Terry Jones called Eric the Viking from 1989. And I remember it being very, very funny. But Terry Jones movies are always very funny.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You've never seen it?
No. I got some stuff to talk about with movies here a little bit.
Yeah, let me check on my kids for a second while
go ahead.
Handle that.
Let's see. I don't want to get into that story. We'll talk about that's a good one. JJ's got a couple of stories here, but I'll save the dollar story for JJ. Let's get into this one. Looks pretty good. I haven't read this one all the way through, but when JJ come back, he'll expand on it if the thing will work here. I'm the amateur. Amazon Alexa tells users that the 2020 presidential election was stolen by a massive amount of election fraud, causing Bezos's empire to scramble to explain the content. Tell me about this, JJ.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. They had and I saw this floating around on Twitter, like I think yesterday or whatever. Alexa said it was stolen by mounts. Citing Rumble. So people posting videos on Rumble have somehow gotten into the crawl of Alexa searching the internet for information.
Hey, Alexa doesn't lie, right?
Yeah, no. Trust them.
Look, I would just like for you to look at Bezos's head here, okay?
Yeah. No ditch there.
Now, look at mine.
Yeah.
He definitely has more brain in his head.
You think so? It seems more pointy. He looks
bigger up top. Bezos does not have a ditch skull like me.
I'm thinking his head looks a little more pointy. We really need a side by side. Let me see. Where's Bezos at? Let's do one more time. Let's do a side by side, Deke.
Yeah.
How do we do that? We'll do this, and then I'll just let me get out of the way here and put you over here. Look at that. I think his head is more pointy than yours, sir. I think you have a nice even rounding. Not more. No, he looks more like a cone head. No. All right, and that's wrong. There we go. Okay.
So
so Alexa got red pilled.
Do you think it was just a bunch of fake stuff?
I think that maybe somebody didn't have enough moderation guards on Alexa behind the scenes.
So
now they're going to overcompensate.
So, okay, all right. So you're really not. Okay, you're not taking a stance, which is what I'm trying to get you to do.
Sorry, I'm not taking any stances. I'm not taking any stances on the war, other than war is
my
bad.
Stance on this has gotten us kicked off YouTube a couple of times.
Oh, you think is it conspiracy? Is this something to do with the jab? No. How is this related to the jab?
If you want to get down into it, made it a lot easier, didn't it? Made it a lot easier to mail your vote from home, didn't it?
Oh yeah, you're yeah.
I did.
Amazon claims they work with credible sources like Reuters, Ballotpedia, and Real Clear Politics.
Yeah, those are all credible sources.
As soon as they were informed that Alexa was saying something that they didn't want to endorse, they probably started scrubbing the back end and be like, "Don't look at that. That's not valid. Don't look at that. That's not valid. Only look at this. Government approved news. Government approved news."
I haven't heard that anywhere since Germany, about 1930-ish. Yeah, they had the same thing back then. I don't know what happened back then, but I just know that part.
Let's see. We have a story. Let's see. Let's do that's fun. Let's do the unfun one first. I think Sinister Minister posted this story this morning in the news drop.
Yeah.
$8 US collapse This is on Forbes. U.S. dollar collapse. Shock $8 trillion predicted Fed inflation flip to spark a critical Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and crypto price boom to rival gold.
What does that mean? Please explain that in normal people terms.
Hold on. The page is stuck. Why is the page stuck? Is this because of ads? Oh, it's stuck. Do you do crypto at all?
No.
Yeah. Look, I understand it, and it's still confusing. And I figure, like, if I can't actually understand it, I'm not messing with it. I'm sure other people are going to get rich or whatever. Crypto, good for you. Bitcoin price has lost 60% since peaking at $70,000 in 2021, wiping out $2 trillion from the price of Ethereum, XRP, and the rest of the crypto market. Yeah, but it was inflated. Bitcoin got inflated. It rapidly went up from like 6,000 to like 40,000, and then it went to 70,000. And as soon as it got up there, people sold off. Of course, they're going to sell off because they
absolutely
because they don't understand that that Bitcoin is a long-term hold. Now, the Federal Reserve grapples with a $33 trillion U.S. death spiral. We're quickly going to get to the point where we cannot even pay the interest on our debt, much less ever hope of paying off the debt. Bye, good. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, the dollar is sinking. So this could all potentially collapse the U.S. dollar. G7 central banks, including most importantly the Federal Reserve, will not be able to exit from unconventional monetary policy in a benign manner and will ultimately remain committed to ongoing central bank balance sheet expansion in one form or another, according to Christopher Wood, head of the equity strategy at Jefferies. He wrote in a note to clients seen by CNBC, calling Bitcoin and gold critical hedges against the return of inflation. So, all right, I know this is complicated. The U.S., so we print money, give it away to get people to use it so that people think that dollars are worth something. The more we print money, the less you can buy with a dollar. As inflation goes up, I'm sure you've seen buy gold ads all over YouTube or wherever you hang out, right? Because gold, as the dollar is worth less and less, the price of gold, same amount of gold, goes up. So people are taking their value out of the dollar and putting it into gold or into Bitcoin or digital assets, things like that. What that means for you and me that use dollar bills is we're going to be poorer. Isn't that cool?
I'm already super poor, so I can't imagine.
Don't worry, it can get worse.
Oh. Thanks, JJ.
No problem. All right, so we got some cool science stories.
You want to talk about? We're talking about gold. I've got a gold story here for you, JJ. So
this is not. So first of all, dude, I know you're about to start. This is AP News. This is not some kooky conspiracy theory news website. It's AP News.
So, long story short, supposedly there's lost Civil War gold. The South had a lot of gold that they buried and hid, and no one's ever been able to find it. And supposedly there was lots of gold shipments like this. And I don't know if this is the Southern gold that they're looking for, but it was supposedly a gold, a big stash of gold that was in these mountains. I forgot where it was. Let's see where it was again. Oh, Dents Run, northeast of Pittsburgh, a wooded alley about 110 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. So supposedly this is where an 1863 gold shipment might have been buried. And this 45-year-old elk guide and this other guy, this historian type guy, thinks it was there, and this historian guy thinks he found it, and he notified the FBI, and the FBI was like, nope, no gold there. And this Dennis guy was like, man, I think this guy is being treated unfairly. So he basically says he met this guy and he watched as he took the FBI to court and told his story to the media. And he basically was told that he was loony. That this guy says in an interview that at a remote hunting camp about 25 miles from Dent Run, he recalls hearing the unexpected clang of heavy equipment as he worked his way up the mountain in near darkness, a dusting of snow on the ground from a recent squall. Later that day, while breaking for lunch, he noticed a trio of armored trucks rumbled past. One of the trucks rode low as if it was carrying a full load. They took something out of Dent's Run, McCarthy insists now, something heavy. So the other little guide, 73-year-old, they hunt for deer antlers and elk antlers and stuff like that. He recollects the same thing. They heard backhoes and jackhammers, and they seen a convoy of FBI vehicles, including armored trucks, in that area. But the FBI says that no gold or other items of evidence were located or collected. The FBI continues to unequivocally reject any claims of speculation to the contrary. This is a long article. I'll post this over.
So these guys take everybody at their word, I guess. These guys literally think they saw the FBI in FBI vehicles, a backhoe, and armored trucks digging around in the, dirt somewhere.
Enough that the AP did a story on it.
And I'm sure that these guys gave their statement or whatever. And
this is not an unusual thing. This is a very common piece of knowledge that the South had a lot of gold that they hid that has never been found. This is common knowledge among anybody that knows about that.
So this story is linked to that. And here you can see a photo of this is from March 2018. And you can see they had a whole command station out there. They had a little trailer. They had some vehicles. They had a tent. The FBI tent is seen behind police tape at the base of the hill where investigators were conducting an excavation. The FBI says the dig came up empty, but the treasure hunters believe the investigators might have found a legendary gold cache. So
maybe not the South gold, but maybe some gold. They found maybe a hiding place.
Does this mean that we can't trust the FBI?
No, we can, because I know the FBI monitors this show, and I believe absolutely we can. Yes, that's JJ
while
over there. I am Deacon.
Yeah, while the FBI is watching, you can definitely trust the FBI. They have nothing but good intentions and impeccable
somethings.
Reputation.
Okay.
Impeccable.
I don't know. I didn't know where you were going with that. I was thinking.
I wasn't sure.
Impeccable physique is what I was going to say.
They look very sharp in those uniforms.
All right. I don't know if I have a couple of other cool stories, but might not think they're cool. You got some stuff down here. Tell me about the moon, JJ. I want to hear about the moon.
Well, I think AP has got ads up in my browser, and now nothing works. Everything's broke. Okay, go away. Dollar story. Here it is. There we go.
Professional job.
Deke, I know that you have very, very strong opinions about the moon.
Yes.
Being a space station or a spaceship or something.
It's
a hollow superstructure. Yeah.
Bases on the inside. China's breeding space worms.
Whoever they are, they
have
discovered while there are moonquakes. You've talked about moonquakes. You said that the sound didn't, rumbles inside it or something like that. Mm-hmm. They have figured out what's up with the moon. It sounds like it has
caves. It sounds like it's hollow on the inside, like it has a hollow cave type system by the way that the sound comes out. I'm not joking now. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
The reason that the moon quakes, according to scientists, is that it's shrinking. It's literally getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Very slowly, probably.
All right.
And that pressure is causing it to have seismic activity inside of the moon. And that is the sound not you are hearing, but, is being heard.
They are hearing, yeah.
They are hearing. Scientists studying lunar seismology have concluded the moon is progressively shrinking. According to them, the tectonic tremors That's a cool word, tectonic tremors. Occurring on the silver globe have a recurring source. KRUESA News, Silver Globe. Why would you refer to the moon as a silver globe?
They're just trying to be fancy.
Artsy-fartsy.
Did they put it through AI?
Geez. I don't know. The moon is seismically active because it is decreasing in size. Seismic research on the moon is conducted as part of the Apollo mission, who visited the surface of this silver orb between 69 and 77. Listen, dude, the more you use these words like this, the more I think you're an idiot. KRU.
Look, I would just like to point out something here real quick. All right, because NASA says that we can't get back to the moon right now. We can't get past the whatever belt and whatnot.
Right.
All right. So if in 1969 they said we have a car that will go 50,000 miles on 1 gallon of gas.
Right.
And now in 2023, they say, no, we can't do that. We got a car that goes on 50 miles per gallon. Wouldn't you call bullshit to 1969? So I don't think you went that far in 1969 in that car. I'm just pointing out that hypothetical situation to you.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not sure about that. I will say this. I live in Houston. Just southeast of Houston is the Johnson Space Center, and you can go there on tours. And I have stood beneath the frame of the Saturn V rocket, and I have looked at all kinds of other NASA stuff.
Yeah.
The computers that they used in the Apollo missions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One memory cell, one block of memory was like as big as this thing and many times thicker. And it was literally like hand wired together so that voltage could go back and forth and store. So like, I don't know how they did it other than they had like testicles of titanium if they had it at all.
That was.
So listen, if you don't think we've been to the moon, Deke, then how do you know that there's any sound in there at all?
I don't know.
In order for you to hold on to that hollow moon sound,
they have told me, JJ.
Yeah, but they have to have gone up there to listen.
Tell me everything.
Not only, Deke, is our moon shrinking.
Yeah.
It's actually leaving.
No.
It's leaving. It is. It's moving. It's moving something like. It's not in this story. It's moving something like 4 centimeters a year farther away from the Earth. And eventually, as the moon moves far enough away from the Earth, eventually it'll get stuck. And when it gets stuck, it will never move in the sky of the Earth again. That's going to be like 40 million years from now. But in 40 million years, one side of the planet will be able to look up and see the moon, and the other side will never even know there was a moon.
Look at JJ dropping some space knowledge on you this morning.
I think it's neat. All right.
What else you got there, Fred?
I think that was most of the good stuff. Oh, Deke, did you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, seminal work of TV, I would think. I remember when it first aired in the 90s, and it was like high school kids and Scooby Gang stuff and solving mysteries and fighting monsters. Pretty great. And then it ultimately built to like a lot of real drama. You had like Buffy's mom die, and there was high stakes before that show was over. That was a beloved show, beloved series. It's even had a spinoff, Angel, and this was before Joss Whedon was considered a pariah or predator in Hollywood. Buffy the Vampire is getting a sequel.
What?
Yeah, a sequel, and people are excited about it because some of the characters that died in Buffy the Vampire Slayer will be coming back in the sequel.
Oh, sure.
Now, the sequel, why not? Who knows?
Why not?
Whatever. The sequel is not a TV show, though. The sequel is an audible audio drama. So we're going to get the return of many of these characters, including like James Marsters, Spike, and Cordelia Chase. Right, we're going to get her back, and a whole bunch of characters. Absent from the Buffy spinoff, though, or the Buffy sequel, are going to be a few of the main characters. A couple of the main characters are not returning. I believe that Allison Hannigan will not be returning as the redheaded witch, and Nicholas Hoult may not be returning as Xander, and also Sarah Michelle Gellar may not be returning as Buffy. So that's pretty exciting. Buffy Somebody the Vampire Slayer. We're going to have a Somebody the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if if Buffy is, if Sarah Michelle Gellar's Buffy, as long as they have somebody that sounds close enough to her.
They really should have just can we give you like $20,000 and AI-ify your voice?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they would have it forever. And
yeah. Anyway, so that's some like good news, bad news a little bit. Like if you're like a real Buffy stan and you're like, I love that show, I want more Buffy.
Do you like that? Do you listen? I mean, would you listen to that? I remember a long time ago, many years ago, back in when we were doing the UMCOC podcast, we had that deal with that company that was doing the Wolverine audio comic book, and we had to do a special little commercial for it.
Yeah, we did a little plug for them. Yeah.
I never listened to that. I wanted to, but I never listened to
2 episodes of it, and I was like, I think that was like Wolverine in Alaska or in Canada, and there was like FBI agents, and I listened to like a couple of episodes, and I was like, whatever, I don't care.
Okay, so that tells me, my old history teacher owns this building. He comes down here every once in a while and sits and talks to me, and he listens to books every day, all day, and he's always coming in talking about, I've read this book, and I've read this book, and I've read this book. Oh, you're not reading them, you're listening to them, but it's the same thing. He goes through like 15, 20, I don't remember how many books all the time. And so I asked him, what do you like about, because I like to do audio book reading and stuff sometimes and try to make a little extra money. And he was like, I like it when they do voices, and I like it when they try to change their voice up a little bit. I don't like
I love the production when there's production.
Yeah, and that's what I love to do. That's like the fun thing I love to do is the audio production. So that audio comic booky type stuff that they're doing now, I thought that would catch on pretty quick, but it doesn't look like it is.
Well, I don't know. I only saw it today. I think the podcast, I guess it's like a podcast, but it's an audio drama, audiobook or whatever. It drops on October 12th. So I think it's October 12th. So it'll be in a couple days. So if you got Audible, you can check it out. I really enjoy when an audiobook or an audio is like well produced and has like the atmosphere. Like that's a fun experience, but I don't really hold on to that stuff very much as an audio book.
And you know how long, from my side of it, how long it takes to not only read but put all of the production work into it afterwards, just to have that ambiance of, if you're outside, you've got the outside. If the wind's blowing, the wind kind of blows through. That takes forever to do. So
I mean, because it really does take a long time. I know, but I mean, people that may not listen don't necessarily know. One, you have to have like a library of audio sounds, artifacts, or whatever, and then it'll be like rain patter is just one thing. Well, you have to bring all these things in and line them up in just such a way. It really takes a long time to put a lot of production into that.
This one's kind of not Hollywood, but I've got another little tech story here. I've got a tech story here for us in my secret stash. I've got a nasty Hollywood one, but I wasn't going to bring it up. It was about Harvey Weinstein again, but we all know what trash he is.
Yeah, he's garbage.
The Federal Trade Commission is accusing Amazon of manipulating prices that used a secret algorithm that made them a lot of money. They filed this antitrust lawsuit in September. The company is accused of harming the public and business through an anti-competitive policies and conduct, which includes putting its own products first in search results and charging sellers more unless they agree to sell exclusively with Amazon. It's also claimed that Amazon punishes sellers for discontinuing products outside the Amazon marketplace or burying their search results. These practices led to higher prices for consumers, states the commission. And we as the consumers are not going to complain about it one bit. We fall for the algorithm. We do what the algorithm says, and this is the same thing as the digital mom and pop. This is We had a little grocery store in town forever called King Brothers. King Brothers Supermarket, started by the King Brothers a long time ago, and they were put out of business. They had to close their doors several years ago because Walmart was just cheaper. You know, the big business put the mom and pop, and this is the same.
They have
Amazon's
the power of
little bitty guy trying to sell
bulk.
Yeah,
they can make. They just have so much more latitude.
So if Amazon gets pleads guilty or whatever, if this lawsuit is settled, most people that had a claim with this will get a check for $1.16 or some crap. So does it really matter? Is Amazon really hurting to lose $1 billion? There's that. The only other cool story I have, another cool story for you, JJ. This one's a tech story too. I like my tech stuff. There's some smart socks that have been developed to help keep dementia under control. People suffering from dementia not only get confused, they become anxious, even aggressive. But this University of Bristol roboticist got the idea after witnessing his own great-grandmother's increasing behavioral problems as her dementia progressed. So he has this wearable form of garment that, let's see.
Does it have magnets? Got little magnet bracelets.
It's smart socks. Caregivers start by scanning a QR code on one of the socks using an app on their smartphones. Seniors in that sock then proceed to continuously monitor the wearer's heart rate, perspiration levels, and body movements. That data is wirelessly transmitted to a cloud-based server where the machine learning-based algorithms analyze in real time. If signs of agitation are detected, the caregiver is notified via an alert on their phone. They then immediately tend to the wearer, hopefully calming them down before things get out of hand. The socks are fully machine washable, have already been successfully tested in British care homes, and are now the subject of crowdfunding campaigns on the Crowdcube platform. So our seniors with dementia can wear these socks, and when crap starts happening, the caregiver that's down the hall or whatnot, this is a good thing, man. This is a very good thing. Yeah, if you've never had to deal with an elderly person that has dementia, especially a loved one that doesn't know you and cusses you and tells you to go to hell, and it's very tough, man. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So this is a nice little improvement that we're using with AI and algorithms, and really, really cool, I thought.
Speaking of AI, I do have a couple of AI stories.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess it's time for some.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
All right, Deke. We got some AI
trying
news.
Your best to play that today, weren't you?
I know. I wanted to. Google has announced a new generative AI search capabilities for doctors. Yeah, Google Cloud on Monday announced that's today. Today's Monday. Announced a new artificial intelligence-powered search capabilities that will help clinicians quickly access information from different data sources. The new features will be offered to health and life sciences organizations through Google's Vertex AI search platform. And the company said it'll save healthcare workers valuable time and energy. So this might help them cross-reference symptoms to find diagnosis a little more quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here's a quote. While it should save time to be able to do that search, it would also prevent frustration on behalf of clinicians and make sure that they get an answer easier. Lisa O'Malley, Senior Director of Product Management for Cloud AI at Google Cloud. What medications has this patient taken in the last 12 months? That's a kind of question you might have. So what do you think about Google knowing in in the medical space part of Google, so it doesn't bleed out into everything else, and it's definitely not going to get different ads for you. What do you think about Google knowing all of your medical history?
Google, do you know all of my medical history? Hey, Google, do you know all of my medical history? It's not working.
Oh, no.
Hey, Google, are you listening to me?
Google right now is like, don't
Google,
answer. It's a trap. It's a trick.
Oh, it's freaking YouTube music for some reason. My Google don't give a shit about me. She don't like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So I thought that was kind of neat. We got. Look, AI can be used for stuff other than robots and guns and missiles.
If Google can help the doctor figure out what was wrong with my gut before I went through 5 different stupid ass doctors that I told every time it was my blood sugar, and they were just like, whatever, stupid little man.
Catch up.
I have a medical degree.
Every time.
Every time. If I had that and they would be like, well, there's a 99% chance it's your sugar. That would have been nice, and it would save me a lot of fucking money.
The last 11 times you came to the doctor, it was your sugar, Deacon. Maybe it's sugar this time. All right, I got another one, though. The Godfather of AI. Did you know there was a Godfather of AI?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know.
Oh, okay.
We go way back.
Yeah. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked a favor on his daughter's wedding one time.
Oh, by the way, Sinister Minister said that Google Home just said that he was sorry. Google Home didn't know your medical history. You triggered somebody else's Google.
Hey, Google. My phone started up again.
Hey, Google, play smooth jazz.
Play smooth jazz. Dude, let me tell you.
No. We're gonna get
so on the radio station, when I was on this top 40 radio station, we did the morning show. Back when the Razor, remember the Motorola?
Oh yeah,
everybody had the Razor. Everybody. Yeah. So that ringtone was very familiar back then. It's just as familiar as the iTone ringtone is today. So what we did was we took the Motorola Razor ringtone and we put it ringing, and we put it only in the left channel. And when we would do a break, we would talk on the air and we would play it and we would ignore it like it wasn't playing, like we couldn't hear it. And it would only play in the left channel. So it would be like somebody's phone is over on the passenger side when they're drunk, because it's only coming out of their left.
That's hilarious.
That's
awesome.
No,
yes. Okay, the Godfather of AI tells 60 Minutes that he fears technology could one day take over humanity. That's a groundbreaking and astonishing notion that you came up with,
watched a movie
Jeffrey Hinton.
Jeffrey Hinton has just watched The Terminator from 1984 and thought that it was groundbreaking.
Jeffrey Hinton hails the benefits of artificial intelligence, but it also sounds the alarm as such thing as autonomous battlefield robots, fake news, and unintended bias in employment and policing.
Did this guy just get the internet yesterday?
Has he watched our show?
Has he listened to anything that's been going on for the past 40 years?
Yeah.
What the hell? Thank you, Godfather, for being so wise. Yeah. Guru on the mountain. Oh, Swampy, please tell me more.
This guy woke up in October 2023, read a newspaper, and was like, oh my gosh, AI could be dangerous.
This is bad. I need to tell someone quick.
Yeah, I need to let people know. You gotta
quick, everyone, listen to me.
Hinton is a British computer scientist and cognitive psychologist, best known for his work on artificial neural networks, aka framework for AI. He spent a decade working for Google before leaving in May this year, citing concerns about the risks of AI. Here is a look at what Hinton had to say on the 60 Minutes interview. After highlighting the latest concerns about AI to set up the segment, Pelley opened with a Q&A and Hinton by asking him if humanity knows what it's doing. No, Hinton replied. I think we're moving into a period for the first time ever. We have things more intelligent than us. Have you used Google Bard? Because that would not be that's the one you worked on too.
He obviously hasn't heard my theory on what's the hell, I can't think of it now. What's that syndrome that we're scared of robots? What is that called again?
What is that? I don't know. What is that? What's the syndrome where you're scared of robots?
The uncanny valley.
Yeah.
The uncanny valley.
The
theory on the uncanny valley is there's a point in AI, in robots, JJ. Okay. There's a point in artificial intelligence and robots where it gets too real to the point that it freaks us humans out because it's too real. Now, that's a valley. Before that, it's like we can make robots look like robots and we're not freaked out. And then as they get closer to looking like us, it freaks us out a little bit, but then it can go back up to where we realize, okay, it's not a big deal. There's a valley in there where it freaks us out. And the question is, why do humans have that ingrained in our DNA?
Why are we programmed?
Is that even there? Because if this is the first time that humans have ever had to deal with something not human looking like a human, to the point that we know it's not human, but it looks like a human and it freaks us out. Why do we have that ingrained, that natural fight or flight type of ingrained feeling in us? Is it because at some point in our ancestors' history, we encountered something that we knew was not human, but looked like a human, that it freaked us out to that point? That's the question.
My first thought, honestly, is eyes. When you are out there, before we had civilizations, before we had agriculture, whatever, you always had to be concerned about predators, right? Humans look at the eyes of things. We look for movement or whatever, but you also look at eyes, especially even if it's another person. And eyes can, like, you can see when somebody focuses in on something. You can see when they're looking right at you. And the thing about this AI uncanny valley stuff is that their eyes are fake, dude. Even when they're the best they can be, they are dead. They don't look real. And so I think our survival instinct of our brain doesn't know how to deal with these things that are a facsimile of humans, but they completely lack the eyes of a human. The way that a person looks right into your eye when they're talking to you, or maybe looks away, or looks in the distance, or whatever. However humans behave, these things don't behave the same way. And I think that sets off a predator alarm in your brain.
That's a good one. Okay, that's good. That's logical. I like that. Ooh, we ended with deep philosophical stuff today, JJ. Welcome to your two.
Can't believe people lasted this long. Well, that was AI news. I'm so happy that
AJ just wanted to read his AI stuff.
Well, I wanted
Sinister Minister posted he's got a video and he says, "I hate you, JJ." And you start.
I can't get this jazz to stop. All right. Hey, all right. Well, it's joke time. It's joke time. Then we got to go.
Yeah, if you want to join our Discord server, we like to talk and have fun, and there's a place to post jokes over there. So JJ will not use his 1990s dad joke box that he bought from the Goodwill. But I'm liking it because I'm like 17-0 now on guessing his jokes. So
yeah. You're not going to get this one.
No, yeah.
Because it's so terrible.
Okay.
Dig.
But we're going to read it anyway. Look.
Oh, yeah. This is real bad. And if you guys haven't already subscribe, hey, look, I put our URL right there so you can see rumble.com/JJW. That's where we're at whenever YouTube kicks us off the air. Right. And they do.
And they do.
They do.
Often.
Not too many times a year, but way more than zero.
Read the terrible joke so I can guess it.
Deke, how do mermaids buy their groceries?
I don't know.
Sand dollars.
Oh, I knew it was. I was thinking that was terrible. That was terrible. Last night, I accidentally broke Ashley's glasses, and she says she's leaving me. She said she couldn't see me anymore.
Oh, that is so sad.
Sorry, I know that was bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, rumble.com/JJW.
We love you. Check your oil in your car.
Don't get eaten by the AI.
Check your oil.